the seabed when I breathe. Gaunt, ravage on the field, watch your HP up and leave. Slay gaunt, 2000% tentacle damage on deck. I hit harder than the lore team after 4 months of neglecting when I drop my exhaust. The whole ocean starts to vibrate, pressurizing, tight convulsing. You can feel your thighs shake. I hope you find Jesus so you can prepare for my advantage. My relentless hunt hits for 18,000%.
So let's talk about Pontos' kit. Now, I did testing on him. I did a lot of testing. I'd stream on my Discord. So I did 3 full Alert 5 runs on Wave 5 and Wave 2. So, see here, this team works without, any lightnings. He's probably one of the cheapest Awakeners to clear Alert 5. Because it's only level 60, and he already does insane damage. He's going to be A tier. Now, I'll cover why he's not S tier. Because there's a few weaknesses that he cannot shake. And he doesn't go into every boss. And he doesn't do as much damage as S tier units. Now, let's go over his kit and what you need to do on him. You see my Hamill video on him. So I did a runs without Hamill, without that thing. So, he is a crit damage, strength down Awakener, which is a lot of strength down on his Exalt, scaling with his crit damage. Let me clarify by how the Hamill trick works. It's not about the permanent tentacle or permanent gaunt change. It's about the multiplication and drawing from discard. So there's a rule set. Let me just do this real quick so I can explain why this is broken, because a lot of guys at Outset don't, because this is a very rare niche case. They only did this to nerf Twelve. So we're gonna look in our discard are all of our gaunts, 3 gaunts. So there's a rule set. You can only redraw your discard once, reshuffle from discard once. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So when I play this gaunt, it's gonna generate 3. It's gonna double play, doesn't matter. So by doing this, you can play, get more, whatever it's called, gaunt cards from discard, bypassing the limit with Hamill, especially with Hamill. So let me showcase it. We're going to play all of the non-slay gaunts, because I want to keep them alive. Now you see on this card, we have 2 raid gaunts, 2 vex gaunts in discard pile. So we're going to insight, and now we're going to posse. We reshuffle our deck. Flares. Why is a raid gaunt and a vex gaunt still in our discard pile? Why isn't it reshuffled? Because that's a game mechanic to nerf Infinite Tawil. In case you guys were curious, because Tawil was even more broken than she is now. So we can only play these cards once. However, with Hamill, you can bypass it by doubling up that 2-cost card. Now, let me get rid of this raid gaunt. And, oh no. We cannot. So if we reshuffle our entire deck here, let me do this. Let me now this. So look at our discard pile. So we're gonna memory rondo. Insight. So if we redraw our deck, we cannot get any of these cards back. Because remember, we can only redraw our deck once. However, with Gaunt, well, imagine if this was doubled later. Actually, there's a better showcase here. I'm going to explain to you why Hamill is broken here. So we're just going to insight, Gaunt. So, you see? It does not draw it from this card because it's not double played. So, that's bad. However, I'm just going to play this twice. Oh, wait. Why did I do that? Okay. Sorry, guys. Insight, +2. So, this has the same effect. So, +2 Gaunt. You see this? Yeah, all of our Gaunts are gone. So, play all of this. I save the Exalt, basically. That's the difference. So, I discard, reshuffle. 3 Gaunts are still in discard, because we cannot draw them again. Unless, even to will. So, again, We cannot draw them again. However, with this, we can. But now we can. With, we can just exile on here. I want to play the Memory Rondo. But sure, I'll do this. So we can. So we can play it multiple times. Look, we got the gaunts again. We can replay them if we want to. But I'm not going to play them. We're going to exile here. Insight. And we're going to get rid of cards here. Holy shit. My hand. No! Fat fingered. Whatever. You're just gonna have to. You can see how it works. You can still see how it works. So, again, we cannot draw these cards again, no matter what we do. But since we, I'm gonna play this. Since we have this, we can redraw. Imagine your hand is more empty. We can redraw it multiple times. This is one of the few ways we can multi-play these Vex and Slay Gaunts. Now we can draw again because of his Enlighten. So you can play these Gaunt cards dozens of times with a Hamill. So that is why it's broken. Also, there's a shitty thing. When you kill with this and you already have Slay Gaunts, by the way, yeah, I need to show damage. So this is his main bread and butter. Like, this is night and day difference. If I have the footage, I will put it right now, comparing it without the Enlightened and with the Enlightened. Same as Dorazine. So you want a lot of crit damage on Pontos. I use my April Covenant, not because it's best in slot. You don't want the crit rate. Why did I use it? It's because I don't have any other pure crit damage that has the high pure value on my Covenants. So if I had one, I would use it. So you don't want to run Dreams on him. So what Enlightens do you want on him? E3 is probably almost mandatory for how you would want to play him. His most optimal team is a discard team with Corpo, because of this Aftershock effect. Now, you're going to see the gameplay and how frequently I was able to proc Aftershock. You go for your deck so fucking fast. Now, let me go over the units he's synergized with and what I tested and whatnot. So, his main partner is Corpo. Corpo is mandatory on him. And from Corpo Pontos, there are 3 different avenues of team you want to switch to. You need a Keyflare bot, and you need either a Vuln or a Weakness or a Draw Searcher. So these 2 slots are flexible. Cassia is good for the poof. If you're running Ultra Pontos, you want Cassia for her poof. Why is Winkle here? Winkle is here just for Ailmist Battery and a Keyflare bot, and I wanted to prove that you can clear without a limited unit, because he can just put random standards. Now, alternatively, I also showcased a team with these 2. And, to Will works, Hamill, and Riker. Why the Riker? Riker's unexplained, his 1-cost card can search for its X card in burst turn. So that's why you would want him. Shiramona works well as for a search unit as well. So a search, so you can guarantee the X card burst. Now, I'll release full videos, like hour-long videos of my runs of Alert 5 after this review video. So Hamill is because of the Hamill trick, which I should include a footage of the Hamill trick. If not, you say it. So you want to rouse Hamill first turn, and you want to multiply his 2 costs. That means you can get multiple Gaunts in deck very first turn, and you already get started. So Hamill is very good. So this is the Chaos variant. Now, would you want to run him Caro? So Caro, it is probably the weakest out of the 3 because it doesn't really synergize particularly well. Obviously, you can use Thighs, but Noble Mentions is Horla. Horla also works, but I'll release like a longer 3 or 5 hour videos showing multiple clears of Pontos when I invest more in him, because I only did this E3 so far. I'll do a better video when I get more resources to get him level 90 or when I get a whale borrow. So, yeah, these are all very good. It is not even the best in slot wheel. The best in slot wheel is him with Merriam wheel, in case you're curious. The best slot wheel is him and Merriam wheel. That is insane. But, yeah, those are the builds you want to run him. Now, let's go back to his build and his kit. So, he's a strength down unit that has auto crit. This auto crit is one of the stronger cards in the game. It's even best in slot with Blue Will. If you were one of the 10 people in my Discord who was watching me, I showcase how like the Gaunt Ravage makes Blue Will even more brain dead and easy. Like this is great on Blue Will, Gaunt Ravage, and also this is also great on Blue Will because Blue Will can trigger this without Pontos on the team, and these cards scale very, very well on a Blue Will. So this is both these are good. It's a Blue Will buff. But this strength down, Exalt, very good. Now what is useless? I played enough. This hardly does anything endgame. So let's go over his weaknesses. Now, I'm just recording the audio one take. I'm put the footage over this. So his main weakness is his whole gimmick of an Exalt bot. So many times when I was going first and people watching, so this, you want to Exalt 3 times each mob fight to generate permanent gaunts. Now, this is almost impossible without his Overexalt. Now, with his Overexalt, obviously, it's going to be a lot easier. But regular Exalting multiple times is quite difficult without the OE in a mob battle. Because most of the time, either A, Pontos kills everything with Gaunt Ravage because it does insane damage to Corpo, or B, you only get one kill a fight. You only get one kill a fight. It's very hard to get multiple kills. Slightly older, but still young flares here. So I want to add on. It's also hard to get kills on Alert 5. Now, on Alert, lower alerts or lower difficulties, it's easy to get kills. The problem is that a lot of times, you want to kill mobs for it to kill you and deal a lot of damage. And in most cases, after you Exalt, you need to charge up his Exalt again to get the nice strength down. And you want to finish off the mob before they do too much damage to you. So you can't really stall as easily unless you're running caster on a Pontos comp, for example. That's another downside on his whole Gaunt mechanic, because it's tied to his Exalt and not tied to kills. Now, we're going to talk about the next problem with Pontos. Pontos is weaker than Dorsey than some bosses, believe it or not, even though it's Evernight irrelevant. Because they didn't fix, or they didn't plan around some bosses. So there's 3 bosses that Pontos auto-lose against. He immediately lose, FF, back out. What are the bosses? First off, it's Doll. Same with Dorsey. I don't know why they didn't fix this. So, Doll. I'll showcase footage now of my showcase on stream. So, base Doll. Even though it's an old boss, this boss repeats in D-Tide and the other endgame mode. This is one of the 3 bosses. So what she does is she spawns invulnerable mobs that when you kill them, they move to the back line and they are at 1 HP value. When this happens, when you Exalt on Pontos, it hits that unit. When you play any of the Slay Gaunts, it targets that unit. You can never hit the boss again. They play very, very strictly. That's the same problem with Dorsey. But Flares, what about Dorsey? They fixed it with the overflow damage. With the overflow damage on Dorsey. You know the whole overkill mechanic that Dorsey recently got? I don't know why they didn't give it to Pontos. Now Pontos has the exact same weakness of pre-buff Dorsey, which is when you're fighting Doll, when you're fighting N, and the third boss, and their variants, then you lose. You lose, back out. Especially when your only source of damage from then on is his X card on those bosses. Guess what? N has counter. So if you can't play his whole gaunts and N has counters and keeps spawning the mobs, again, that is his main weakness. However, I will place him in A tier. If it weren't for that weakness, if it weren't for that clear weakness, he will be automatic S tier. One of the strongest units ever released. Because of how easy it is to flow with my discard comp. So let's get started on the footage. Or actually, let me explain more of his kit. So, Pack Hunt. Pack Hunt. It's basically this. After you rouse, or if you have his +2 effect, you get stacks of Pack Hunt. You don't want to use his fucking posse, dude. His fucking posse is fucking garbage. I don't know why you ever use it. So, yeah. Actually, I'll just go over the fucking footage right now. What am I doing? Okay, ending this, going over the fucking. Okay, this is me going over gameplay footage. Again, I'll upload this full run later. So, Pack Hunt. Pack Hunt is a thing you get from his rouse, or if you have him +12 and it's enlightened and it's from an XL, you get Pack Hunt from numerous factors. So what Pack Hunt does is that it allows your Gaunt cards to be double played, which is nice. However, it's not really double played. It's +1. So you're going to see later what I mean. So conjoin Gaunt. When you have 6, Gaunt cards, you get to evolve the Gaunts into, fucking conjoin Gaunts. So, a lot of players before release thought that it means that it's four times played. It means that it's going to be double played. No. It's only +1. So, when I played this conjoin Gaunt that I made 0 cost, it only generates 3 insights. So, the one from being a conjoin Gaunt and the one from Pack Hunt. So, Pack Hunt isn't even that good. It only adds another +1 effect to his Gaunt cards. So, it's a nice thing to have. However, it's not worth running his posse. You rather run the discard posse because of the aftershock effect. Now, let me go back to the very first turn and speed it up. How easy it is to do it on Pikmin here. Let me speed up the footage here real quick. And let me jump through this. So, I was talking with viewers too. Because I can't stream and record that well. So I stream to Discord, which is apparently easier than streaming by OBS. I don't know what's like fucking Comcast. I don't know what's going on, but I can't really stream when I'm doing this video. So if you want to make videos, it's very interesting. So yeah. So blah blah blah. So now I exalt to get rid of the strength down, nerf everyone, and let me show you how hard the strength down effect goes. So we're at 300 whatever. So I'm going to Ultra Turn. Why am I going to Ultra Turn? When I go to Ultra Turn, I get removed the Vuln from me. So I just play. See how easy it is to play the Gaunts? For example, in this comp, again, technically the Hamill comp, unless they fix it, is the better version of this too. But I use Ultra just in case they patch the Hamill. Then I can show that. Then you can use this. So if they don't patch the Hamill thing or the Twill thing, then you can just do this instead. Yeah. So see how many fucking Gaunt cards I fucking play? Yeah, I can just go and Ultra Turn. It removes the Vuln. I now take no damage, and also the cooldown on my blue stance reset. So again, so why do I have poof here? For example, when you poof in Arc 2, don't run this in Arc 1. It doesn't work in Arc 1 because the developers are fucking retarded. So the poof only counts as a discard in Arc 2 with Soulforge. If you're a new player playing this game, do not put Cassia. If you put Cassia on your team and you're a new player, it does not work. It only works in Arc 2 after Chapter 9. Again, it's a garbage game design. If you are watching this video and you're a new player, don't run this team. It does not work in Arc 1. The Hamill Riker one works in both Arc 1 and Arc 2. All these poof effects, everything I'm doing with Cassia right now is only for endgame players watching this. If you actually want to see how it works, then I'm going to go a little bit later in the video. I'm going to do it with the Hamill and stuff. which is what you should run if you're doing an Arc 1. This is just for the end game players. Because again, Cassie's completely useless Arc 1. So again, since I poof and all the discard costs, it manages the aftershock effect of his Gaunt quite well. And that's why you don't want to run units like, let's say Vortex, let's say other things. That you want units that does not clog your deck, not Arita, not anything. That's why Corporal's like the only unit you will want to do, because Arita's glands are way too much. For Gaunt. I mean, not Pontos. Yeah. The strength down effect. So let me show you why I said that card's useless. In comparison to his Pack Hunt, his Exalt, and whatnot. So wait for a second. And Exalt. So this Exalt is 341 strength down right now. That is a lot for a level 60 unit. So on Posse, I'm going to slow down. Okay, so Pikmin right now has 604 strength down. I have 10 Soul Forge, by the way. This is from his X cost. That is 64 strength down. His Soul Forge is useless in that regard. You saw it here first. Compared to just his Exalt. And that's only a level 60, by the way. At level 90, obviously, is more. He's probably one of the best strength down Exalt units besides Tawil. But Tawil can infinite strength down with her 4 wings. Like, you can't really compare the two. So, yeah, it is quite insane. Again, I can just play his conjoined cards. Another thing about his Gaunt cards, I wanted to point out, it does not generate Key Flare because they're not real command cards. But since they're not real command cards, they aren't, they aren't affected by wheels such as the one I'm running on him. It's not optimal, it's just my best crit damage wheel. So again, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to Exalt, Strength down him, and just play it. I don't have Red Stance. Again, see all those insights is because of all the Gaunt cards.
I want to save for next turn, but
Yeah. Yeah, see how this card works? Like, you can discard, make it cheap. You can redraw your entire deck every fucking turn. I play every 0 cost. I play the X card. Posse. Get rid of all the Gaunt cards again. 1. Posse again. Again, you can Posse pretty hard. Use a draw. That. Yeah. See? It's not affected by cards such as that, because it doesn't count. So it doesn't double play. So he does 0 to 1 damage again. But again, they put multi-hit bosses to showcase Pontos. On single-hit bosses, he's going to be a little bit weaker. Like, if you're fighting Aegis or Lily. Mostly Aegis. Aegis is the one that actually hits hard. He runs into a bit of an issue. That's why he's not S tier. There are bosses which clearly counters Pontos. And his damage, while high, as you see certain parts of the video, is not as high as true S tier units like, G Murphy. Because realistically, no one can compare with G Murphy. And in addition, his best in slot team, I did test it a little bit, technically is G Murphy. Not because of anything she's synergized with, it's just her Waltz is the best technical damage scaling card in the game. And she's one of the best units in the game. Her Abyss hymns and everything. So I'm not running him with G Murphy, because if you're running him with G Murphy, you're fucking retarded. I'm sorry, you just wasted a slot. Now, if it's your main team, sure, that makes sense. But in D-Tide, you want to make as many teams as possible. And you can't make as many teams as possible if you use, like, the best character in the game to support a unit that does not need it. That's why I would never rate garbage units like Pollux highly. That takes too many premium swords. Like, look at this. You don't even need Corpo. I'm probably going to do another run without Corpo. But you don't even need Corpo E3. You only need her E2, and it works just fine. Because you don't really need the crit rate, crit damage. I'm just running him. The reason why you want Corpo is because of the lightning. Mainly, even lightning does 0 damage, Corpo is mandatory on Pontos. Because when you grab the Dreams on Corpo, you grab the Dreams Covenant on Corpo, it gets 2 lightning retributions. And these lightning retributions are almost always drawn when you discard, because that's the whole gimmick. So you have more cards to discard and draw, which makes your draw hand bigger. That's why you want Corpo. You want your hand size to be big and hefty. You want a big and hefty hand size in order to use the thing. So yeah, that was an Alert 5 level 60 E3 Pontos, with Pontos doing majority of the damage. So yeah, and it scales up pretty hard here. So yeah, it is quite a good unit. However, another thing about Pontos, if you are running Pontos, it will kill the Arita Vortex team. It will kill the Arita Vortex team, so you have to run something else. As Vortex does not go well with Pontos, because you want Vortex's posse on a Vortex team, and you want a discard posse on a Pontos team, so they don't synergize well at all. So it will kill that team. So if you have a good Vortex already, then you have to decide whether you really want to run Pontos. But I'm probably going to pull Pontos because I'm going to use him to replace my Doricine team. Because as you all know, my Doricine is fucking painful. It's fucking painful. Pain in my ass. So I'm going to not run him with Corpo. Maybe I run him with Corpo. I'm deciding. I'm figuring out how to replace my Doricine. Because I'm going to have because this is going to allow me to use Cassia and Winkle. And then I need to find another support for him. So it's either going to be Corpo if I can get a good thing. Or it's going to be... I don't actually know. That's for future players to figure out. That's for future players to figure out. Current players are just making this video now. But, yeah, he is clearly A tier right now. Again, I would put him S tier. But that's not how my tier list works. He is good. However, he does not go into every boss. He does not break the game. And his damage when compared to Will, when compared to G Murphy, when compared to Jellet, is not even close. And the fucking weaknesses are too big to ignore. Because again, Doll is a very important boss endgame. It's going to repeat all the fucking time. And if you auto-lose going right into a boss, that's not something I support. If you fucking auto-lose, and especially when they know that this is an issue. That's why they buffed Doricine and gave him overflow damage. So if they release any more bosses that has that, Pontos is just shit out of luck. If they release bosses that way. So, unlike Will, which can go into every fucking boss and you just win. Unlike G Murphy, which can go into every fucking boss and you just win. So, yeah, that's the only reason why he's not S tier. But if you don't consider that a game changer, you can put him S tier on your tier list. I'll be fine with that. But he's clearly very, very strong on this discard team that I theory crafted. So yeah, he's clearly very strong. There's nothing wrong with him. And he's very strong low investment as well. Because all that is just the fixed damage. And remember, since it's fixed damage, it is not affected by Vuln. It is not affected by anything really. It's just fixed. It's affected by what it says is affected by. So this is just a Daffodil. Clear. Yeah, so this is the Daffodil clear. I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to end the video. And then I'm going to start streaming an hour after this video is released. And then I'm going to upload the full clear runs. And the stream clear runs. I'm going to upload them tomorrow. I'm going to spread them out throughout the week. Or maybe I'll just upload them. I'll upload one. I'll probably upload the Pikmin run. I'll probably upload the Pikmin run first. And I'll upload my newer runs. Because I'm going to show off a Whale Pontos too. Because I haven't even run him +4 or +12 yet. And he's already better than Doricine OE. He's already better than most OE characters.
Doesn't matter. We're going to win.
So yeah, this is just the Hamill run. So this is what I recommend. Yeah, it is a lot of damage. So I'm gonna end the video. See you guys next time.
I'm the old god in the deep, not old like frail. Old because I've lived long enough to become a cautionary tale. My name is Pontos.
I'm the ancient in the deep, crack the seabed when I breathe. Gaunt, ravage on the field, watch your HP up and leave. Slay gaunt, 2000% tentacle damage on deck. I hit harder than the lore team after 4 months of neglecting when I drop my exhaust. The whole ocean starts to vibrate, pressurizing, tight convulsing. You can feel your thighs shake. I hope you find Jesus so you can prepare for my advance. My relentless hunt hits for 18,000%.
Let me stretch my back.
Let the current swell.
Who's first in line?
For the ocean's farewell.
Daffodil Dorsane.
Pick your descent. Now watch how an old man handles dissent. Daffodil, oh trash queen with discount damage and Dallas store pride. Counting sigils instead of corpses, can't even fund her own exalt when she tries. You're a businesswoman, sure, but your damage is bankrupt. I call it ass, but unlike you, I'm at least caked up. Hold up, I think I'm hearing the sound. Oh, it's just you stacking sigils instead of bodies on the ground. We are not the same. You chase profit, I chase prey, and I catch mine every day. You're sane, the clown prince of ghouls. I'm about to fold you like a jujutsu duel. You're scaling so pathetic, it's your file for unemployment. Evernight, ever more like Evernight, irrelevant. Your crits are so soft, they're tagged as benevolent. JoJo fans crying, but I'm voiced by Sakuna and Grim Joe. Real villains, real rage. Two monsters who fold Dio so fast he'd never make it to the next page. Your VA can't save your scaling. That gap is permanent. My scaling breaks the patch notes.
18,000% from the deep. From the deep.
He rises
from the deep, 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 from the deep. On the tide that erases names, the pressure that cracks your spine. The old man who survived every legend because the legends were mine.
I'm the old god who watched your lineage die before it learned to repent. Your courage spent, your last prayer unsent, your future absent, your will bent, your legacy irrelevant. You stepped into my waters, now drown.